Welcome back. Now the rush hour got off to an early start with thousands of commuters attempting to squeeze themselves onto packed carriages across the capital of London yesterday. Underground workers were walked out over in dispute over pay yesterday evening, causing absolute chaos in London. People tried to avoid the rush by leaving early, but were forced with scenes of chaos and baffled their way onto the last tubes before the entire network came to a standstill at 6:30 in the evening. Huge crowds formed at stations across the city, several including Oxford Circus in central London, close to avoid overcoming platforms, and massive numbers of passengers tried to travel. Network bosses say that there will be no service at all tomorrow after almost 20,000 workers walked out over pay and the introduction of the new all-night service in a 24-hour strike. London Overground, DLR, TfL, rail and trains will operate as normal service, but the public transport and roads are expected to be gridlocked until the network is back up running on Friday morning, and it will disrupt, threatening leaving it to the last minute of the weekend. It coincides with a 48-hour strike on the first Great Western service, which also begins this evening, results in a chaos of millions of commuters in the capital. Some of the millions of people who use the service every single day had to manage to leave work early today to find the stations being closed, completely shut down, including Victoria Street Station, or trains already packed. Oxford Circus Station was temporarily closed, service times from 4:30 p.m. to prevent crowding on the platforms, with reports suggesting Harbour, Bond Street and Piccadilly Circus were also shut down too. Transport for London, TfL, said its imposed crowd control, meaning that at Oxford Circus, meaning it was temporarily closed and reopening to prevent overcrowding on the platforms, which personally is a good thing. We don't want overcrowding on the platforms. Meanwhile, at Green Park Station, people were forced to crash into carriages on the final service, whilst hundreds of others were left on the platform, not being able to get home. Jenny McGee, who is a runner for STV, was caught up in the chaos this evening and said, "I've only lived in London for a week, so this is a new experience for me. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I don't really know how I'm going to cope and get home over the next few days. It's just ridiculous. They get paid a lot already, so it's not fair, and it's making many people suffer." Stephen Naylor, who works for Fuji in Oxford Street, said, "I am against the strikes, but I understand why they are doing it. The union will do what they have to do to help their members. It just means that everyone else has to suffer and has to change travel arrangements, which is very frustrating." Steve Glanz, who works for a recruitment agency near Oxford Circus, had this to say: "I left work to try and avoid any disruption. I think the strike is an unreasonable reality. It's not fair on the rest of us. I understand why people are doing it, but everyone else has to deal with changes in their working conditions. They should just deal with it and get on. They get paid well above the average wage already, and it's not fair. Tomorrow I'm just not going to have to go to work and not get the train to Waterloo and Oxford Circus. If I need to go out and maybe walk to destinations, at least it will give me some exercise." Another commuter who wished not to be named said, it doesn't seem fair at all. They get paid better than most people, including me, so I don't see why they need more money. But the fact is, London relies on the under public transport, but doesn't mean that we should be mad to suffer. Have something to say about the story? Did you get caught up in this, what happened yesterday evening? Did you get home really late? Let us know on our social media platform, and here's how.
Get in touch and get involved. You can contact us on our social media platforms, hitting us up on Facebook, following us on Twitter, sending your pics to us on Instagram, and emailing us. I'll look forward to hearing from you.